guys, and welcome to yet another episode on my YouTube channel. It's been a minute, and yes, I know I promised like a love series in February, and I gave you a cute video of my definition of love according to 1 Corinthians 13. That was from verse 4 to 18, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So today is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be story time. Yay. And it's something that I didn't want to do on my YouTube channel because I feel like it gives people an insight of my life, and I feel like I'm an introvert. I'm somebody who likes keeping things to myself. I don't really like telling people about like my life, what I'm doing. I like giving people a glimpse, bits and pieces, but I guess hey, that's the I don't know if I can call it the downside of YouTube, but I guess this is a safe space, right? Empowered conversations. That's exactly what we're here to give out. And I really hope that from every story that I'm going to be telling, it's also going to help someone, or it will help you guys to know me better. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a quick video. I just want to do short videos because I feel like long videos, people, they lose interest, right? And also, have you seen the cost of data? So I guess let me just be in and out, and then I'll be done. So today I'm just going to be talking about my Tinder story, and after watching the Tinder swindler, I guess it's safe to say that I am far much better than, you know, those women that were swindled of thousands of dollars. And you know what? We are living in the 21st century, and the conventional way of dating has changed. Long gone are the days where you could just meet somebody when you're walking, going to work and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does, but I feel like the chances are a bit slimmer. And you know, we have to be creative in finding your future husband. So I'm just going to be sharing my story on Tinder, right? Since the month of love, February, is almost over, I just thought I would finish it off with a Tinder story. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, comment, especially sharing and comment and subscribing. I want to also know your Tinder stories, your love stories. So let's be vulnerable together. I can't be the one who's pouring out my heart to you guys, telling you about my life, and it's not a two-way street. So yeah, let's get right into it. So guys, I don't even know where to start. But the moral of the story behind this whole story time is not because I want to tell you about a failed relationship or a failed experience. No. The reason behind the story is because I want to talk about, you know, compromising on your morals, on your principles, the power of saying no, especially when you are in a romantic relationship with someone. Because I feel like our generation, we compromise too much when it comes to the person that you are in a relationship, because you're trying to fit in, not necessarily fit in, but you are trying to be in a relationship so hard or too bad that you compromise on who you are, what you want, your core values, and you're willing to forgo so many things that the other person is doing wrong, so that for the sake of just being in a relationship. Because I feel like it's cool to be in a relationship, and everybody's getting married. We all know on Facebook, on Instagram, we've seen the Rora Squad thing, and I feel like it's giving us pressure as a generation to be in a relationship. So the moral of the story is, I just want to talk about not compromising who you are, your core values, and learning to say no, so that you get what you deserve and what you're worth. So now that's out of the way. So this is me. I had been single, I think, for like 2 years. So I'm not going to be dropping names, because maybe the guy might be watching the video, or he might end up watching the video, and that might be so nasty. I might end up looking like, I don't know, a bitter ex, but no, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter, so I won't name any names. So the story goes like, I had been single for like 2 years. I was just taking a break from the dating, not dating scene, but getting into a relationship, because during the time I know I was talking to people, getting to know different people, like going out on dates and just opening up my heart, but I wasn't committed to anything serious. And I was like, you know what, I think it's time for me to get into a relationship. And I was like, you know what, I want to try Tinder, because I don't know if you follow this couple, this lady called Takers. If you don't know her, go and follow her on Instagram. She found her husband on Tinder. I forgot the name of the husband, but yeah, I follow her a lot and her journey, and I really loved it. I can't say I was inspired by it, but like, it made me open up my heart and my mind to other ways of finding your soulmate. So I was like, you know what, why not? If she could find an amazing husband on Tinder, why can't I just do it? And this is me, guys. I wish I knew I was making, I don't think I can say the biggest mistake of my life, but it just wasn't for me. So here I am. I created a profile on Tinder, and guys, it's so amazing when you're swiping right, left, and you get all those matches. It's just like a pool of possibilities, potential husband, and it's amazing because I feel like I've also met amazing people on Tinder, that people that have gone on to become my friends. So I can't really like rule off the platform completely. So here I am. I registered on Tinder, and then I met, let's just call him Mr. X. I met Mr. X, and we were 100% match, and I think we clicked from the word go. I have never felt like an instant connection like that, like so fast, especially with someone that you haven't met in person before. We met, and I remember the first time he wanted to see me in person. I was getting my nails done, and he was like, can you come over to my place? And I'm like, what? I've never met you before. We've met online, and you're asking me to meet up with you? And I was like, that ain't going to happen. I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I blankly said no, I can't. But I think I made some excuse, like, it's late, I'm getting my nails done, something like that, to just avoid being like in a private place with him for the first time. And what I really liked was when he saw that, he made an effort to come and see me, because I was in town, like Harare CBD. And he was like, you know what, I'm coming to see you. Can we just meet somewhere central? And I was like, why not? Okay. So I hadn't finished getting my nails done. I was like, okay, let me just go and see this guy. My heart was pounding, because obviously you see pictures on Tinder, but like, I know if y'all have seen the Tinder swindler, you would know like what happens. People misrepresent themselves. So my heart was just pounding. I was like, oh my God, what if he's not the person in the pictures? What if he was lying? What if he kidnaps me? Like, all sort of things were going through my mind. But I also realized, you know what, love in itself is a risk. If you commit to loving someone or getting in a relationship with someone, it means that you are willing to take that leap of faith into the unknown, even if you know the person, because people lie. You might think you know someone, and then they turn out to be someone whom they're not. So I feel like love in itself is a risk. So here I am. I took that risk. I went to meet him, and he was everything and even more than like who he had represented himself to be on Tinder. And it was an instant connection. I liked him so much, and I think I felt at ease, and I was like, okay, after 2 years I'm meeting this amazing person, but when love starts, everyone is trying to be the best version of themselves so that you get comfortable. And I actually did. And we went on a date, on an unusual date, but that's a story for another time. We went on a date. It was okayish according to my standards, because I like to be wined and dined. I like the finer things in life. Those who know me know this completely. So I can't say the date was amazing in terms of where he took me, but in terms of conversation, emotional connection, everything was there, and it was amazing. I remember when I met him, he was like, "I'm not sure I'm looking for a relationship," but from our conversation, like when we met in person, he was like, "I'm sure I want to get into this thing." And I was like, okay. So we dated. But then now comes here the real story. And I can't say this guy misrepresented himself, because I don't think he didn't misrepresent himself, but our core values were different. He didn't believe in God. He believed in science more. He didn't believe in like going out on dates. There were so many things that we were so different when it comes to our characters, core values. And when the relationship started, I was like, no, I can change him. And I know this is a statement that almost every girl has said, when you meet somebody who is imperfect and you're trying to make them perfect. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to change him. I'm sure with time things are going to change. And I stayed in that relationship longer than I should have stayed in it, because I believe that I guess that's when I realized the power of saying no, because no is what qualifies your relationship. Because some relationships are working on the fact that you never say no, and that's the reason why you're in that relationship. And I feel like that was also the reason why I stayed longer in that relationship, because of my inability to ever say no, because I saw so many inconsistencies in that relationship, and I was just willing to forgo everything because I thought I could change the other person. And it was my constant yes that maintained the relationship. And the moment I started saying no, that's when I started realizing, okay, this relationship might not work, because I was now voicing my opinion on things that I didn't like and things that were not like going so well. And I feel like when we are dating, especially in this generation, we're trying so much to fit into the dating world, and we are so focused on having someone that we are willing to compromise on so many important things, because I feel you must not compromise on your core values because you want to be in a relationship with someone else, because the same red flags that you ignore when you're in your relationship, those are the same red flags that are going to become bigger and enormous, and they cause you to break up or to divorce in the future. But I guess when you're in the whirlwind of like a romance, when it's starting, you forgo everything, and you're like, oh my God, I love this person, and I feel like love conquers all. But then I guess when I got into this relationship, that's when I realized that sometimes love is not enough. There must be something more when you are in a relationship, because I feel like with this Mr. X, we had the necessary we had enough emotional connection. I feel up to this day like he is one of the most easygoing people that I've been with, and everything was just so in place. But when it comes now to other things like our core values, they did not relate. And I feel like there are some core values in my life that I'm not willing to compromise. For instance, my faith. And I've said this from the beginning of my YouTube channel. If a man does not pray, he cannot stay in my life. And that was one thing that was a turn off for me. And I felt like, okay, I could change him, I could convince him. But with time now, I realized you know what, you are not responsible for changing someone. Only God and somebody who is willing to work on themselves for you is the person that you cannot change. And I'm not sure, it's not even me who's changing them. They are working on themselves so that they can become better for you. So I guess that's what I just realized when I was in this relationship. So eventually, when I started saying no, the relationship started dying, because I felt like Mr. X felt like he did not qualify to be in my life, and that was based on me saying no. So that's what I'm trying to say is, sometimes learn to say no so that you can put yourself first and you can put your core values first, and don't compromise for somebody who is not also willing to compromise for you. Because I feel like Mr. X should have said, okay, you know what, I don't believe in God, but I'm willing for you to teach me how to be, prayerful, to know God. If he was willing to go through the process for me, maybe we would have been together. But I felt like for him it was a closed door. So yeah, and so eventually we broke it off. And it's only now when you're out of a situation, now you can evaluate like things like what kept you in that relationship for so long. And you feel like this sense of relief, and not because you don't love the person, but you feel like you have been suffocating because you can't express yourself fully. And I think that's another point that I want to put across, because if you're dating someone and your core values do not align, it simply now means you are acting out of character so that you can accommodate them. You understand? You end up being who you're not, only because you are trying to accommodate them. So I guess that's why after the breakup, I just felt like this huge sense of relief. And I guess that was the reason why. And because I would avoid talking about going to church or when I'm fasting, things like that, because I knew he wasn't a religious person. So I had to avoid talking about those things. And it's so many things that make you tick, that make you happy. If you can't express those things with the person that you love or you feel like you are in a relationship with, then I feel like the relationship is not even worth it to begin with. So to close it off, I'm saying, be yourself, and be in a relationship with someone that allows you to be yourself. Be in a relationship with someone that wants to work on themselves so that they can be worthy of you. And I feel like most of the time that is where we are lacking as a generation. We are so caught up in the moment, and we feel like, time will fix everything. And that's a cliche, when people tell you time will tell, time will work things out. And I feel like sometimes that where in instances where it doesn't work like that, especially if you are getting in a relationship with someone, because the end goal is to end up in marriage, and that's a lifetime commitment. So I feel like if you are in a relationship and you have to, be someone that you're not, then the relationship is not worth it. So all in all, my overall, I don't know, what can I say, feedback from the platform was like, when you talk to someone on the platform, even if it's not on Tinder, on any online website, or even if it's not an online website, I feel like it's important, no matter how much you are feeling, it's important from the onset to tell the person that you are talking to or you want to get into your relationships, like your core values, things that you are not willing to compromise for the sake of someone that you're getting into a relationship with. And it's important that you get to an understanding so that you know how far the other person is willing to compromise to make the relationship work. Because I feel like we are jumping so many of these stages because we want the happily ever after, the ending of the fairy tale, without working for it. Because I believe initially you work for something before you enjoy like the end result. So yeah, that was my story on Tinder, and I hope you have learned something. So please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, more videos are coming. I think I'm going to be releasing, I don't know, 2 videos monthly or 3 if I'm feeling amazing, because I've got so many commitments, and sometimes it takes me a while to sit down, and just record something. But yeah, more empowered conversations are coming, more collaborations with other young girls and women that I'm going to be featuring on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned and have a good